The House will come to order. This morning, the morning pledge will be said by Rachel Wiggins from UC Denver in Denver, Colorado, aide for Representative Lontine.
Will you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and
Justice for all. Mr. Randall, please call the roll.
Oh, yeah. Good. So how do you fit this in with school?
Representatives Arndt, Baisley, Beckman,
Excused.
Benavides, Bird, Bockenfeld, Buckner, Bunteo, Caraveo, Carver, Catlin,
Oh, there you are.
Coleman, Cutter, Duran,
Yeah. Real quick,
Escar,
Alec told me that
Exum, Froelich, Galindo, Garnett, Geithner. Representative Beckman is present. Gonzalez Gutierrez, Gray, Hanson, Harrod,
Okay, hold on just a second. Excused.
So, but it's
Wooten, Humphrey, Jackson, Marquez Lewis, Kennedy, Kip, Kraftarp, Landgraf, Larson, Lewis, excused, Liston, Lontine, McCluskey, McKean, McLaughlin, Melton, Michelson Janae, Representative Michelson Janae.
Excused.
no, I mean he's
Mullica, Neville, Pelton, Ransom, Rich,
Alec.
Roberts, Sane, Sandridge, Singer, Sirota, Snyder, Soper,
Excused.
Sullivan, Tipper, Tatone, Valdez A, Valdez Deep. Van Wickle. Weissman. Williams. Wilson. Madam Speaker.
With 61 present, 4 excused, we have a quorum. Representative Gonzalez Gutierrez.
Good morning. It's an honor to serve with you, Madam Speaker. Okay, members. I would love to have your support. Madam Speaker, I move that the reading of the Journal of Monday, March 11th, 2019, do you have to take a bite of something real quick? Be dispensed with and approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
Representative Melton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is an honor to serve with you.
It is an honor to serve with you.
I just wanted to point out that yesterday, when this motion was made, for some reason we took 2 votes on this motion. And so since it got 2 ayes, I would encourage the members to give a solid no today on this motion.
Ouch. Members, you have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. The ayes have it. Announcements and introductions. Representative Sane.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have some very special guests on the floor today. Allow me to introduce Bobby Sindelar, who is our Firestone Mayor, AJ Krieger, Town Manager, Katie Hansen, Director of Marketing and Communications, Leah Vandersdahl, the Town Clerk, Jennifer Weinberger, Assistant Town Manager, Frank Jimenez, Trustee, Doug Sharp, Trustee, Samantha Meering, Trustee, Don Cognac, Trustee, and George Heath, Trustee. Would you please stand? And everybody give them a round of applause for coming down today. And watching our proceedings and watching over us. Thank you so much.
Representative Weissman.
Thank you and good morning, Madam Speaker. Members, 2 related announcements. Judiciary Committee members, we will start at 2 p.m. today, not 1:30. Again, Judiciary Committee members, 2 o'clock start. Calendar is the same. We will be hearing Senate Bill 109, same room, 112, 2 p.m. start. Second announcement, there will be a meeting of the Committee on Legal Services at 1:30 today. Meeting of the Committee on Legal Services at 1:30 today. Watch for information from staff with the room announcement. Legal Services, 1:30 today. Thank you.
Representative Galindo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just an announcement. Tomorrow, Atmos Energy will have their legislative breakfast in the West Foyer. Apparently, there'll be espresso and pastries, so they like to get fancy with it. So it's going to be tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 9:30, and everyone's welcome, so stop by.
Representative Lontine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of the Health and Insurance Committee, we have 1 bill upon adjournment today, Senate Bill 41. Our bill that was calendared for Wednesday is now been rescheduled, so we don't have any bills on the calendar for Wednesday. So you have tomorrow afternoon off. Enjoy. Thank you.
Representative McLaughlin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have 2 things to do today. So the first is about Education Committee. We're switching the order of the bills. We're going to have Senate Bill 102, then Senate Bill 97, and then House Bill 1206. And, I spoke with the Capitol Commission State Minister today, Dan File. I'd like your attention on this, please.
Members, please be quiet.
Our sheriff in Lake City, Sheriff Justin Casey, had an avalanche come into his house today. His daughter is, young daughter, Christy Casey, is being taken to the emergency room. She's in critical condition. I want you to keep her in your prayers today. It's small town. This affects absolutely everybody in Lake City, everybody. They all know her. They all know him. They all know Dan File. And I just want you to keep them in your prayers today, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Catlin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's an honor to serve with you.
It is an honor to serve with you, Representative.
Do keep that little girl in your prayers. That's it happens out there in the mountains, believe me. I wanted to talk to you about something that could be more fun than that. I don't want to minimize what we just talked about. The Rural Caucus is having a road trip, so in other words, you'd have to walk about 1.5 blocks in order to get there. And, you know, for us country people, that's a long walk, believe me, I want you to know that. We're going to talk about rural broadband deployment, and it's going to take place up at the Colorado Cable Telecommunications. That's easy for you to say. Colorado Cable Telecommunications Association at 225 East 16th Avenue, Suite 220. We're going to talk about how we can get broadband out into the rural communities. This is a great opportunity for us to have a little dialogue between one another. If you get an opportunity, lunch is served. I'll remind you again tomorrow. This meeting is on Thursday. Thank you very much.
Are there any other announcements and introductions? Majority Leader Garnett and Representative Sirota.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, we are proud to offer the following tribute today, recognizing the Junior League of Denver, who is here with us today on the floor for 100 years of community service in the greater Denver community. Mr. Randall, if you don't mind, please read the tribute.
The House of Representatives convened in the 72nd General Assembly hereby extends sincere commendations to the Junior League of Denver on occasion of their 100th anniversary. Founded in 1918, the Junior League of Denver is a women's training organization committed to promoting volunteerism, developing the potential of women as civic leaders, and improving communities through the effective action and leadership of trained volunteers. With this mission in mind, the Junior League of Denver has served as a momentous organization in the community, leading initiatives throughout the last century and developing an advocacy platform that serves as a model for other leagues across the country. The Junior League of Denver is celebrating 100 years of service this year by giving funds to support organizations in the Denver metro community, cultivating 100,000 volunteer hours to the Denver community, offering its members 100 training opportunities, and sponsoring 100 legislative calls to action. Going forward, the Junior League of Denver intends to continue to invest in the leadership of its members and serve both the Denver metro region and Colorado through volunteer and other direct support while advocating for systemic change. The members of the Colorado House of Representatives are proud to commemorate the Junior League of Denver on its 100th anniversary and honor the prominent role it has played in shaping the history of the Centennial State. On request of Majority Leader Alec Garnett, given this 12th day of March 2019, State Capitol in Denver.
Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and members, thanks. You may be seated. You know, I got to know the Junior League my first year here at the legislature. They were advocating on behalf of an early childhood education bill that I was running. And since then, I've really gotten to know the organization very well, and I'm so impressed with their commitment to serving the community and to reaching out and making sure that they help those most underserved throughout the metro area. And it's through their investments in early childhood education and early literacy and programs such as those that my respect for the Junior League has just grown and grown and grown. So I'm so thankful that they're here today. I'm so thankful for their community service, and I very much appreciate the opportunity to recognize all of the hard work that they do.
Representative Sirota.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Through the years, the Junior League of Denver has been involved in creating some of Denver's well-known institutions, including the Children's Museum of Denver, the Mile High Transplant Bank, and the Red Rocks Concert Series. The current focus of the League is to support programs and policies that improve literacy rates and help distribute books to all children across the metro area. The Junior League of Denver has over 1,700 members that actively volunteer in their community through fundraising efforts, community programming, and advocacy. Here at the Capitol, you can find the Junior League supporting early childhood legislation and advocating for affordable childcare. Members of the Junior League's Public Policy Council and Board of Directors, many of whom are constituents of Rep. Garnett's and mine, are here with us today. Please give the members of the Junior League of Denver a heartfelt thank you for 100 years of contributions to the Denver community and the state of Colorado.
Thank you, Junior League of Denver, for joining us today. Are there any other announcements and introductions? Seeing none, the next order of business is third reading of bills, final passage. Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to lay over Senate Bill 6 until tomorrow.
Seeing no objection, Senate Bill 6 will be laid over one day. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1197.
House Bill 1197, Representatives Carver and Singer, all Senators Lee and Gardner, concerning restrictions on making public the personal information of government employees whose official duties involve child abuse and neglect cases.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1197 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1197 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Okay. Representatives, please close the machine. With 61 aye votes for excused, House Bill 1197 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to lay over House Bill 1118 until tomorrow.
Seeing no objection, House Bill 1118 will be laid over one day. Mr. Randall, please read the title of House Bill 1092.
House Bill 1092, Representatives Valdez Ayala, Senator Janal, concerning a prohibition on future ownership of an animal for persons convicted of animal cruelty.
Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1092 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1092 on third reading and final passage. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Representatives McKean and Soper. Representative Soper. Representative McKean. Please close the machine. With 55 aye votes, 7 no votes, and 3 excused, House Bill 1092 is passed. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. The next order of business is General Order, second reading of bills. Representative Sirota. You have heard the motion. Seeing no objection, Representative Sirota will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. With your unanimous consent, the bills will be read by title unless there is a request for reading a bill at length. Committee amendments will not be read unless requested, as they are printed and in your bill folders. Floor amendments will be shown on the screen and on your iPads and not read unless requested. Bills will be laid over upon motion of the majority leader, and the coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Assistant Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to lay over House Bill 1003 until tomorrow.
The bill will be, are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion to lay over House Bill 1003 will be laid over until tomorrow. Mr. Connor, please read the title of Senate Bill 19-100.
Senate Bill 100 by Senator Gardner, House Representative Tipper, concerning the creation of the Uniform Civil Remedies for Unauthorized Disclosure of Intimate Images Act.
Representative Tipper.
Good morning, Madam Chair. It's an honor to serve with you.
And an honor to serve with you.
I move Senate Bill 19-100 and the Judiciary Report.
To the Judiciary Report.
Members, the quick amendment in Judiciary on this bill was just to extend the statute of limitations to mirror sexual assault, the sexual assault statute of limitations. That passed without any objection, so I would just ask for a favorable vote on the Judiciary Report.
Any discussion on the Judiciary Report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the Judiciary Report. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. The Judiciary Report is adopted. Representative Tipper to the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senate Bill 19-100 is a bipartisan uniform law. It essentially updates the civil remedies portion of a law that covers essentially revenge porn. So it gives heightened protections for victims. It expands certain categories. And we do have one amendment on the bill that is essentially addressing a concern that some companies like the Googles of the world had about hosting content and not being liable for that content. It is actually federal law, so what we're doing is just incorporating a specific provision into the statute just to highlight that the law does not apply to an interactive computer service as defined in 47 USC section 230. So with that, I would move, I would ask that Amendment L006 be displayed. And I would also move Amendment L006. And
The amendment is properly before us. Representative McKean,
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is an honor to serve with you.
and an honor to serve with you.
So I'm a hard no on this amendment. This,
that's not what we planned.
is that no? Oh, darn it. So this is actually an amendment that came out of a lot of discussions. When you think about what it is that we're talking about, you would have a hard time telling big computer storage systems that they're responsible for what people put on their systems. And this calls out that federal provision that exempts them from this law. And so I am in 100% support of this. Thank you for bringing it. Thank you for doing what you do.
Representative Tipper.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just ask for a favorable vote on the amendment.
The question before us, is there any further discussion? The question before us is the adoption of L006. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The amendment is adopted. To the bill, Representative Tipper.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With that, members would just ask for your support on this bill. It's a good bill, bipartisan support in both chambers. Please help us move it along.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of SB 19-100 as amended. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Bill is passed. Mr. Randall, please read Senate Bill 19-079.
Senate Bill 79 by Senators Todd and Peel, House Representatives Escar and Landgraf, concerning a requirement that certain practitioners prescribe controlled substances electronically.
Representative Escar.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Senate Bill 79 and the Public Health Care Committee report.
To the committee report.
In the committee, we had to run a technical amendment for the Title 12 issues that we are all facing, and we ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the committee report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The committee report is adopted. To the bill.
Landgraf.
Oh, Representative Landgraf, sorry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That threw me. Anyway, so what this bill does, it requires our medical professionals to do all of their level 2, 3, and 4 controlled substances by electronic prescriptions. What this does, it cuts down on fraud and abuse, and there are a lot of exceptions in there for rural Colorado and other medical professionals who have a financial hardship.
Representative Escar.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this bill literally came from a local small business pharmaceutical or pharmacist that I had a conversation with, who said, we know that this wouldn't solve the opioid epidemic by any means, but this gives us a chance to be a part of the solutions. This will cut down on fraud. Last year, if you were here, I literally held up prescription pads that we were able to buy off of Amazon. We just want to make sure that with these substances, there is a streamlined way to get from the doctor to the pharmacist, but then we also heard from many physicians who said this actually makes them feel more comfortable prescribing these, making sure that they go directly to the pharmacist. And we heard from consumers who said this is actually something that's easier for them. They don't have to worry about being able to get multiple prescriptions taken in, that they're already delivered. Anybody who had conversations about this bill last year has moved into a position where they feel comfortable with this bill. So it's been unanimous so far, I believe, and we hope that it continues in that path. We ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Representative Humphrey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a quick question. I'm not on the committee anymore, But in the past, the concern was generally about the mandate that this is on these businesses. So I was just wondering if this is a sort of a software system that's already pretty much universally in place, or what's happening? What is the cost to doing business with this bill?
Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We did address all of those concerns from last year with the opt-outs that we have, and the Colorado Medical Society, who was the person or the organization that opposed it, was on board with all of our changes. So all of that was taken care of, and we'll ask you for a yes vote, which is why we got it through unanimous all the way.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 79. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Senate Bill 79 is adopted. Mr. Randall, please read House Bill 1095.
House Bill 1095, Representatives Cutter and Landgraf of Senator Fields, concerning physician assistants, connection to establishing requirements to the supervision of physician assistants, establishing a liability for physician assistants, and increasing the number of physician assistant members on the Colorado Medical Board.
They wrote it out for me, so I didn't.
Sure. Go ahead. I'll do the amendment when we get there.
You do the amendment? Okay.
Representative Cutter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It is a pleasure to serve with you.
And a pleasure to serve with you.
I move House Bill 1095 and the Appropriations Report and the Health Insurance Report.
To the Appropriations Report.
Okay, what do I say?
To the Appropriations Report.
So, what do we say?
Representative Landgraf.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. The Appropriations Committee appropriated $4,650 for this bill. I'm trying to figure out why it wasn't there.
Oh,
What did it do?
it was just,
Reduced it, didn't it? Yes, it was a slight reduction from the original fiscal note, and we love reductions, so we ask for a yes vote on the Appropriations Committee report.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the Appropriations Report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The Appropriations Report is adopted.
Who was that?
To the Health and Insurance Report. Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Health and Insurance Committee made some technical changes, and we initially we had in here that physician assistants would be able to pretty much own their own practices. We took that out, and we made sure that physicians may supervise up to 8 PAs, but they're not. They just wanted to make sure that there wasn't a requirement that they do that. So we took care of that. We asked for a yes vote.
Is there any further discussion?
To the report?
okay. I move Amendment L.
Representative Cutter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Amendment L.012 to the, I move Amendment L.012.
Amendment L012 is properly displayed before you. Representative Cutter?
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. As Representative Landgraf said, this amendment simply makes it so that physicians do not have to supervise more than 8 or up to 8. They can still remain supervising 4 if they'd like to, 4 physician's assistants. So it just clarifies that. And I ask for an aye vote.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before you is the adoption of L012. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The amendment is adopted.
Thank you. Okay, now we need to
Now
move
to
this
the
one.
bill.
To the health and insurance report.
Oh, I thought that's what,
That's just
oh, that was the amendment. So the health insurance report does what I said before. We asked for a yes vote. Rewind the tape and listen.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the health and insurance report. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay.
So now we're to
The ayes have it. The report is adopted. To the bill, Representative Cutter.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this bill basically updates and modifies PA supervision. The rules governing physician's assistants are very prescriptive, and it just makes it more flexible so that we can, doctors can supervise more, or just it's not a one-size-fit-all solution. And it also increases PA representation on the medical board. And as we discussed before, that amendment increases the number of PAs a physician may supervise. So ultimately, it will result in access to care.
Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have an amendment to the bill that I'd like to move, L008, and ask that it be displayed.
Members, this is a multi-page amendment, and it has been placed on your desk. The bill has been properly displayed. Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a long amendment, but it's actually pretty simple. It aligns our bill with Title 12, and it has a couple of drafting changes where it changed shall to may. So although it's long, it's simple. It's simply long. We ask for a yes vote.
Is there any further discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of L008. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. The amendment passes. To the bill, Representative Landgraf.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a very good bill for our medical needs. As you know, we need as many professionals in the workforce as we can get, and this is moving PAs towards what they're trained to do. I ask for a yes vote.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of HB 1095. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay.
Good bill.
The ayes have it. House Bill 1095 passes. Assistant Majority Leader Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
The House will come back to order. Mr. Randall, please read the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Madam Speaker, your committee on the whole begs leave report is under its consideration. Following attached bills being seconded, the next following recommendations are on House Bill 1095 is amended passing or revised placed on for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 79 is amended. Senate Bill 100 is amended passing or revised placed on for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1003 is laid over until March 13, 2019, retaining its place on the calendar.
Representative Sirota. You have heard the motion and there are no amendments. Woohoo! The question before the House is the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Randall, please open the machine and members please vote. Sandridge. Please close the machine. With 59 aye votes, 3 no votes, and 3 excused, the report of the Committee of the Whole is passed. I have a couple announcements. Representative Larson will replace Representative Lewis on transportation today only, and Representative Sirota will replace Representative Michelson-Janae on Education Committee, and Representative Kipp will replace Representative Buckner on Health and Insurance Committee today only. Any other announcements? Representative Weissman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Reminder for Legal Services Committee members, 1:30 today, we have a location, LSBB, 1:30 Legal Services. Thank you.
Representative Gray.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Transportation and local government with our Larson cameo will meet at 10 a.m. in room 112 on one bill, Senate Bill 106.
Representative Liston.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I have some good news. Madam Speaker, I've asked to be excused on Friday. God, surprise. I've asked to be excused on Friday. I've gotten permission from the majority leader and the minority leader, and I asked to be excused. I think some people would say that would be good news.
Permission granted, Representative Liston. Are there any other announcements or introductions? Representative Sane.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It falls to me again today. Thank you, taxpayers. There needs to be a bigger woo than that. Come on. And thank you, Tabor.
Any other announcements or introductions? Majority Leader Garnett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today.
Seeing no objection, the House will be in recess till later today. You know what?
Thank you.